Hey, 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 hey. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Hey, can I just read something to you? I wrote this yesterday night, thinking about the healing that I'd had to go through in order to move forward. And this may be something that speaks to your heart. I do actually feel that it is something that Spirit would say to you. So just listen in. I was sitting on the edge of the bath. I was crying, I was weeping, and making an inner vow that I would never cry again at anything my dad said to or about me, ever. I was about 16, 15, something like that, at the time that this happened. I felt that no matter how hard I tried, I was simply not enough, never enough, always found wanting, always just a little less than worthy. And those were the first set of hoops that I decided that I would never, ever jump through ever again. And it was painful. My heart hurt even as I slammed the door shut around it. My dad was supposed to love me unconditionally, wasn't he? Well, if he didn't, then I would shield myself from him and from most people. I would giggle, I would laugh, I would pretend that all was well, while always wondering on the inside if I was looking the part, if I was enough, if I was worthy. I know my dad loved me, okay? So this isn't any kind of blame or shame. He did the best he knew how to do. He was handling his own horrid nonsense, so I couldn't blame him, His back broken, his spinal cord broken, neck down, shut down, couldn't walk, couldn't move. I get it. I feel the pain for him. But I simply had to process my own feelings and learn to let go and not to bottle up. But it would take years and years and years to finally get to the point where I was willing to open my heart again. Because something inside of me had been broken. The self-assurance that I kind of walked around with, looking as if I had it all together, it didn't really exist. I played the part well. I was successful-ish, I was strong, people thought. It was a facade, and only few noticed and loved me despite it. I discovered in 2007, or about that year anyway, just how deeply I was loved by Papa. And discovering that love, it helped me a great deal. Because I've been that person, spiritual person, forever. Since for as long as I can remember, I'd always longed for that spiritual connection, always sought it out, always gone deeper, always. And yet, it wasn't until, 10 years ago? that I really, truly, completely knew just how loved I was. It was actually reading The Shack, man. I just suggest that book to every single person. You must read The Shack, okay? If you're spiritual in any way, read The Shack. And to the writer, dude, I can't thank you enough. But then the work of shining a light on my dark places began. And the work of learning not to hide who I was began. And learning to do the internal healing work and try not to run away from it, that's when it all began. And learning to love me began. And, it still continues. But life began to truly open up. I started to realize that I could actually live out the vision on my heart, whereas before that, it wasn't a possibility at all. I just had to stay on the broad path, do what was expected of me, because I couldn't trust me. I couldn't love me. And if the people who were supposed to love me couldn't love me, then how could I go on to do the bigger, bolder things that were in my heart to do? But as I opened myself up to love, to trust, the limits started to melt away. I let go of old ideas, old beliefs that were built on a foundation of hurt, of shame, of pain. And honey, this is what I know about you, okay? I know you are born for more. I know you are capable of more. But I also know that you may have been hurt by those who do actually love you, but they didn't know how to show it. They still may not know how to show it. And so you may still be seeking your true identity and your true purpose, as it's very difficult to do that if you were not loved from childhood. At least you didn't feel loved in childhood. But it's now time, because now we're adults, okay? At some point we have to take full responsibility for our own healing. At some point we need to recognize, yeah, it's time to shine a light on these dark places inside of us, even though we want to hide, even though we want to pretend they don't exist, because you know what, we're busy being powerful. But yet we know that there's a limit to what we can do. There's a limit to how far we allow ourselves to go. We keep holding back because there's a part of us that is hidden. There's a part of us that feels unworthy. And I call to you to let go of the past, to let go of the expectations, to immerse yourself in a program of self-love, immerse yourself in a program of connection to your higher power in a way you have never connected before. The way of surrender, of active surrender, not just some surrender, I surrender, and that doesn't mean anything. But it's a real recognition that you are called, born for more. And that is only in connection, true, heartfelt, heart-to-heart connection with your higher power, with source, with spirit, with your intuition, with yourself. It is only in that you get to create the bigger, the bolder things that you dream about. The books, the music, the art, the sharing of your message. How can you do that if you don't feel worthy? But as you learn, as you do the inner healing work, that is how you step into the more. Because honey, you are strong enough. You are powerful enough to heal. Yes, I know it won't be easy at times, but it will be freeing. I know there are places in you that you've not really wanted to look at for a long time, but it will be freeing. So I ask you this, can you invest 20 minutes a day for 28 days into your own growth? Can you get yourself a notebook or a journal to record your findings? And can you come with an open mind to seeing things differently, to seeing how you can heal, to healing yourself? Because you are more than capable of that. I ask you to join me for the Self-Love Personal Transformation Project. You can find out more at rosemarynonniknight.com/self-love. Again, I tell you this. You are born for and capable of a heck of a lot more. I don't care how much you've already made happen. I don't care how little you've made happen. You are born for more. And it's time for the unlocking of the hidden parts of you, the powerful parts of you, the parts of you that in some way you've cringed away from because it just felt too vulnerable, too much to deal with, and in some ways you just look at it and think, nah, I can't go there. And yet you must go there if you are going to live the life of significance you know you're born for. You must go there. So I invite you to take a look at the Self-Love Personal Transformation Project. It's at rosemarynonniknight.com/self-love. It is now time to fight for and to deliberately design the life you are born to live because you absolutely want to. Honey, much love. And I don't say that lightly, okay? I don't say that lightly. Too many times I've sat with clients and we've cried together because of these areas of life. So much love, okay? Much love. Until the next time.